My name is Shezal, and I'm from an organisation called Slavery Remembrance. And the organisation has been set up to commemorate the victims of the transatlantic slave trade, otherwise known as the African Holocaust, and to promote International Slavery Remembrance Day, which a lot of people aren't aware of, particularly in the UK. Our ethos is to educate, celebrate and inspire. And by that we like to educate, celebrate and inspire people about the rich history of Africa and its diaspora before, during and after the slave trade, as well as challenge stereotypes. The transatlantic slave trade is in the most part overlooked by wider society, and sort of pushed to the side, isn't helping us to tackle the issue of racism that we see today. So if you want to deal with any problem, you need to get to the root cause of it, and we think that the transatlantic slave trade is indeed the root cause of racism. So the event is the first ever national memorial service to be held in Trafalgar Square for the victims of the transatlantic slave trade, African Holocaust. So we're making history, and our main goal is to promote International Slavery Remembrance Day, which is the 23rd of August. Our memorial service is on Sunday, the 21st of August, and it's to not only promote that day, but to honour our ancestors. As I said, it's been too long, they've been overlooked for way too long, and it's about time that they were properly remembered, respected and honoured, and with our ceremony, that's exactly what we want to achieve. The ethos is to educate, celebrate and inspire, and that's to educate people on the history of Africa and its diaspora before, during and after slavery, and that encompasses everything. I think we're doing ourselves a huge disservice by not remembering and honouring the ancestors. There is a whole history behind slavery, and the slave trade isn't just about the fact that there were people taken from Africa and enslaved. There are all the resistance and the fights that took place throughout the entire history. So we're talking about over 400 years, so it's not going to focus on the fact that we were enslaved and that's it. It's looking at people like Nani and looking at people like Toussaint Louverture. I haven't pronounced that right. Looking at those people and looking at what we did as a people to break free of those chains. I totally understand why other terminology is used, but when you're looking from outside of the community, even within the community, there are not that many people that are awoke and understand. If I said Mangamizi to someone, that I know a lot of people wouldn't understand what that means or what it's referring to, as well as Mafa. So it's using terminology that people understand and can relate to, because if you're trying to get people to understand and discuss your issues, if they don't understand your language, you already hit a block wall, a barrier. So that's why we choose to use that terminology. And once we've sort of got that door open and people start discussing, then we can look at things as what we choose to call them and things like that. Well, why now this event? I had an epiphany. So for me, literally, I was working at another organisation which really took a lot out of me last year. It was another community organisation, and it was incredibly demanding. And it felt like at the end of it, I didn't get paid. None of us who got paid, but it felt like at the end of it, well, what was it all for? I didn't feel like I'd given anything back to the community, and that's very much what I'm about. I'm always about working with the community, and at the end of it, it'd taken a lot out of me. It'd taken an awful lot out of my family, and it felt like it wasn't for anything. It didn't do anything of worth or value as far as I could see, for how much I sacrificed. So I went away for a few months just to recuperate, because it did take a lot out of me. And whilst I was away, I was in Jamaica, and I was having a conversation with my children's grandmother, and we were just talking about slavery and the Holocaust, and the Jewish Holocaust and the African Holocaust. And I sort of said in passing, do you know that there's an International Slavery Remembrance Day? And of course she didn't say, no one does. It's, but everyone knows this. And so we got into this conversation, and I was like, well, why doesn't anyone do anything about, why don't they memorialise? Why is there no National Assembly when we're talking about our ancestors? And then it suddenly hit me. I thought, well, because I'm a strong believer if there's something that's missing that needs to be done, get up and do it. And so I thought, well, okay, fair enough, it's not being done, and it doesn't like it's going to be done anytime soon, so I will do it. And that's how the organisation was born. And what's really funny, really strange, and I've actually taken a photograph of this, is that literally within 5 minutes of saying that to the grandmother, I went into another room and I was changing my baby's nappy, and they have metal bars on the windows in some of the Jamaican homes. They have these metal bars, and the bar, I'd never noticed it before until just then, and the bars, the middle window had the bars in the shape of the Sankofa. Yeah, and then I took a photo of it instantly. I've got that photo, and I ran to the guy. I said, "Oh my God, look! Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is?" I said, "Look, do you know what this is?" And it was like, it was really, that was like, wow, that's just. So I guess that was a sign that yes. Do you know how long I've been here? I didn't just arrive. I've been here all this time, waiting for you to notice me. So so the organisation, I started it back in February, so it's a very new organisation, and obviously the first port of call was to hold a national memorial service for the ancestors. If the organisation is called Slavery Remembrance, then we must do that. And then all of this other stuff has happened, the Black Lives Matter movement, Howard Gale refusing the MBE it's a great time. But in February, I had no idea that all of this other stuff was going to happen. So to see all this, there's something in the air, and it's really important, I think, that we all grab onto it and make sure that we don't lose it. This is our badge. It's made up of our Sankofa, the Slavery Remembrance Sankofa, and this was both Sankofa symbols. And basically, what this is our poppy. It's our version of the poppy. This is our emblem to remember and honour our ancestors. And with the money raised from these badges, we can pump back into our own organisations, so we aren't having to rely on government handouts. So they're only £1. You can get them on the website slaveryremembrance.org. I'm in support of reparations. Our organisation isn't focusing on reparations because there are other organisations already doing that, so we need to focus on things that aren't being done. But yeah, we're in full support of reparations. Whether or not we'll get them, I don't know, but we're in full support of reparations, and we stand with those that are, and we march with them, and we're in solidarity with them, or reunity with them, not solidarity, reunity. So the event is Sunday, the 21st of August, so that's this Sunday coming, this Sunday, Trafalgar Square, 1 till 4 p.m. We will be holding the first ever national memorial service for our ancestors, the victims of the African Holocaust. Come and represent our colours. We're encouraging people to wear red, black and green, because that signifies reunity, black unity. Come represent this. We're making history, and this will hopefully become an annual thing, so come and join us. It's not been easy to get here, so come and represent. We are proud of our ancestors. We are not ashamed of them.
Revolution.